Sorry for those technical difficulties. Gabe, Perrin, and Charlie Huiras back with you. 17-11 Hounds back in the lead of this one. They were down for a bit in the first quarter, but we're here at 6:44 to go in the second quarter. Some great scoring from the Hounds.
Yeah, and initially it was Caroll that started out with a huge lead here, opening it up, I believe, 4-0. I wouldn't say a huge lead, but they started out fairly strong, and Carmel has led their way back.
Looking at that starting lineup for the Chargers, it was Hafner, Rudolph, Pardon, Hauser, and Sinesh. It's a pretty solid starting lineup there, and they've really scored pretty well so far.
Yeah, they've done a great job early on finding the open man. They've been money from three-point range tonight so far, and I expect them to keep it up.
Now, leading scorer so far for the Chargers, Cannon Hauser with 10. He averages, or check that, with 6. He averages 16 per game, and you can see he's a guy that runs the court.
Yeah, he is that #1 option guy for the Caroll Chargers, and he has played very well so far tonight.
Officials tonight, Jason Ferguson, Michael Eason, and Dan Morgan. It's certainly been a physical game so far. We saw just a few minutes ago Peter Suter being fouled pretty hard down low.
What a play.
An alley-oop, that's missed by Sinesh off the inbound.
How often do you see that?
Not in high school basketball. Orm returns with a 3. That's no good. Rebound grab down by Sinesh. You just missed that alley-oop.
I mean, I'm still wowed from that. You see that in the NBA, if that.
Yeah, I mean, that's rare in the pros. Sinesh right wing. 6:20 to go now in this half of play. Hauser against White on the right wing. Hauser trying to move around him. Also trying to find something in the paint. He moves to his right, driving inside, kicks it back out to Sinesh, or check that, Peters. Peters back out to Hauser. Hauser moves off of White.
See, Hauser has to be confident using that dribble drive.
Hauser stripped away, wasn't confident that time by Suter. Suter behind the back and cycles this one back out to White. White to Wack to Orm. Orm right wing back to Wack. Wack to Spencer
Great
again.
Great ball movement.
White over to Wack. Wack for 3. That's no good. Rebound grab by Peters. He gives it directly back to Garway to Wall. Garway puts it up and in.
And I thought Garway was about to dunk that too. He can elevate it. He can really elevate.
Especially when you stand at, what is it, 6'4"?
Yeah, he is a tall feller.
There's Hauser on the left wing. He checked 3. That is no good. Rebound grabbed by Sinesh, though. Sinesh swatted away by Duval. Hounds get the ball back, up 8. White wide open 3, top of the key. That is no good. Duval with the rebound. They rule he went over the back of Pardon, that is.
And I like that transition three-pointer from Spencer White. Even though it was early on in the possession, he hit one just a few minutes prior. He was feeling it.
If you have the opportunity like that in a game like this for the Hounds, you take that shot.
Yeah, he was open.
Josh Rao checks in, the senior. Rao not getting a ton of minutes throughout the year, but standing at 6'3", he's a pretty solid guy out there, down there in paint.
Known as a primarily defender on this Carmel team.
That's Hafner on the right wing.
See, Hafner has to be able to take that shot. He has to be in a position to catch and shoot, because the second you go out of that shooting stance and you try to beat Carmel off the dribble, it's not going to happen.
Sinesh flips it back to Hafner. Hafner right wing moving off of Wack.
Look at these clamps.
Wack pushes him back out to half court. And now it's Pardon losing that one. Duval tries to get it back, but it's Pardon getting it back. Puts up a floater. That's good off the bank. Chargers finally get on the board in the second quarter. 4:40 to go now. Check that, 4:15 to go now in this half of play. 19-13 Hounds remain up 6. Duval to Wack. Wack driving inside, lays it in easily. Josh Wack, that was a pretty move there, Charlie.
Yeah, Josh Wack is having a phenomenal game. 8 points on the night.
He almost took it back there.
Knocked that down.
That's a 3 from Hauser. That's no good. Foul is called down in the paint. Hounds get the ball back. 3:54 to go in this first half of play.
Man, I mean, Caroll, they're on the cusp of getting right back into this game, but those open three-pointers you cannot afford to miss. You can't.
They take the shots and make the plays possible. They just need to make those shots.
Yeah, and what they have struggled with the most was, so So their game plan coming into this game is they're slowing down the pace, which I believe is very smart. But when they do decide to run a set play, they're not strong in running those plays. And by that, I mean they're sloppy, and they're turning the ball over, and they need to fix that in order to beat a team like Carmel.
Suter driving inside, just checked in, misses that shot, gets his own rebound, puts it up again. No good, but he's fouled, and he will head to the line once again for 2.
Pete Suter standing at 6'5". He can jump too, getting those offensive rebounds. He actually leads the team in rebounds on this year.
Suter, 83% from the line. Bellarmine commit down in Louisville.
And last season, one of the biggest struggles from Pete Suter was his free throw shooting. Last year, he only shot around 60%. This year, he has improved it up to 83%, a huge improvement.
And like you see there, Suter makes both.
He's 4 for 4 from the charity stripe tonight.
Sampson comes in for Hafner. Hafner, like you said, Charlie, he's got to take those shots if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, they have to be ready to spot up and shoot it. Full court press is going to make this even more hard.
Hounds up 10, 3.5 to go around this first half. And it's Rudolph that could not even get that off. Timeout taken by Coach Abbott for the Chargers. And that's that Hounds defense. It's what they've been known for since really when I was a kid, when we were kids.
Yeah.
When we came and watched these games.
Yeah, Caroll,
so
they were not ready for that full court press. And if I'm Coach Osborne for the Carmel Greyhounds, I employ that full court press and force turnovers. Get up to a lead.
Sometimes you see teams, like, for example, the Carmel girls team, their full court press works, but they just don't really use it in that like the early parts of the games. But this is a team that uses it well.
The biggest knock on a full court press is most teams who know how to break a press, they can run up 8 points in a row in transition, but this Carmel team, they're more experienced than Caroll. I mean, Caroll is 1-16 on the season. I don't see them getting out in transition and running across Carmel. So if I'm Coach Osborne of the Greyhounds, try to run the score up in this first half and sit at a comfortable lead.
And that's Rudolph. Could not get the pass to connect with Hafner. Goes out of bounds. Hounds get the ball back. Just a testament to how well that full court press works, especially on the inbound.
Exactly.
Duval with the inbound on the baseline for the Hounds. He gets it to Wack on the right wing. Wack back to Duval. Duval right corner, directly back to Wack. Duval with it again. On the Greyhound logo, opposite wing to Suter. Suter pump fake and a pass back to Wack. Wack moving off his screen from Williams. Over to Duval for 3. That's good! Garway Duval gets himself on the board. Hounds move up 13.
Garway has such a clean shot. He doesn't shoot the 3 ball very often, but when he does, man,
Trap
he
defense
is
half
good.
court. That was Josh Routh just got elbowed in the face by Hafner. Foul was called. That was really just violent, really.
Yeah, you look at that replay.
Wow.
Nice.
Rao was holding his face. Rao has to come out now. He's going to stay in.
I believe there's something on the court.
I'm thinking blood.
Could be. Very well could be.
I watched it there. Did he? Okay, I saw Josh Rao moving, like picking up something off the floor. I was thinking almost a tooth. Referee looks confused there, you see on the screen.
Maybe a chipped tooth or something, who knows.
I'm thinking that's possible. Coach Osborne does not look happy, I gotta say.
Yeah, Caroll, I mean, he ripped his elbow into the face of Josh Rao.
Josh Rao is getting attention around his mouth, nose area from the trainer. He shots back out onto the court. So he will stay in the game.
That's a tough cookie.
And then the trainer is going out to pick something off the court over there at the free throw line. I'm thinking tooth. But whatever happened,
not sure.
It was a violent elbow and really a deserved foul for Hafner.
And the referees are talking to each coach, giving them an explanation, and
just a lot of confusion. Osborne says, okay, we get back underway. 3 minutes to go approximately in this half. Hounds remain up 13, 26-13 on the Caroll Chargers. Whack to Suter, Suter down low to Rao. Rao, nice pass, lost by Williams, but it finds its way back
Charlie
to Wack.
Williams, he's got to be ready. I mean, that was twice in a row he wasn't ready for a pass.
Duval
got to be aware.
On the Greyhound logo, back to Suter. Suter trying to move around Hafner, gets it back to Duval. Duval driving inside, baseline pass is swatted away and taken back by Sinish. Sampson across the timeline for the Chargers. He's guarded by Suter. Suter pokes that one away.
That's his third steal, Gabe.
And corrals that one. Suter 4-3 off the steal. That's no good. Rebound grabbed on the baseline by Williams. Williams to Rao to Whack. Over to Williams for the mid-range. That's no good. Rebound grabbed by Rao again.
They can crash the board so well.
Suter left wing down on the baseline to Rao. Rao, you can hear the slap from here on that foul.
I heard that from up here.
Wow. And Josh Rao heads to the line for 2.
Carmel's playing hard now. They're up 13. They're crashing the offensive boards. Doing a great job in this second quarter.
Rao has only taken 4 free throws on the year, but he's made 3 of them. His first is good off the back iron. I was about to say no good, but I was proven wrong. Jared Bonds checks in for Garway Duval. Rao just put Hounds up 14, 2:10 to go in this half of play. And Rao puts them up 15. This is just a great defensive second quarter, only allowing 2 points in this quarter of the Hounds.
Yeah, and I believe Coach Osborne going into that huddle into the second quarter made that a point of emphasis, was that defense.
Full court press again is somehow taken by Sinish for the Chargers.
Nearly another turnover on that press.
Sinish back over to Pardon. Pardon driving inside, tries to kick it back out to Peters. He does. Peters back over to Sampson. Sampson to Pardon again.
Once Carmel forces them out to the perimeter, it's so hard for Carroll to go back inside. And by that, I mean, after Carroll's initial attack to the basket, once they surrender and go back out, it's nearly impossible to try and find another way into the paint.
Pardon fouled as he drove inside. He's limping on that left leg, I believe. He was fouled by Rao. There was no shot on the play, so it stays on the baseline. Chargers get the ball back. Hauser moving it on Rao. Rao strips him away. Williams on the floor, corrals that one. Whack back the other way. Whack to Bonds. Bonds back out to Suter. Big contact out in the paint. Foul called on Jared Bonds. He just collided football style with Grant Peters.
Great awareness from Cannon Hauser. Taking a charge in a Carroll basketball. That's how you buy a possession. That's great heads-up basketball from Cannon Hauser, just a sophomore.
Baseline inbound. Goes to Peters. Peters to Hafner. Hafner driving inside. Spin move. Puts it up. That's no good. He hits the deck. Rebound grab by Whack. Whack to Suter.
It's a 4-on-2.
Suter right wing lays it in easily with a minute and a half to go. Hounds cross the 30 mark.
Running away with the scoreboard is Carmel. They were only up 1 after that first quarter, Gabe. Think about that.
Suter just a solid finish there as he really always produces. Hafner now right wing, picked up by Whack. Now a minute to go in this half. Hounds up 17. That's Hafner on the right corner. Still guarded by Whack, trying to move around him. Back over to Sinish.
Great
Sinish
defense
back out to
once
Peters.
Again.
Check it, Hauser. Hauser back to Hafner. Hafner drives inside but backs off. Gets it back to Rudolph. Rudolph corrals that one. He's picked up by Orm. Now 40 seconds. Hafner at half court. Over to Hauser. Hauser left wing. Back down the other side to Rudolph. No shots yet on this possession in over a minute.
It's that perimeter defense from all of these guys staying strong, and audience starting to applaud a little bit, this defense.
Hafner driving inside, no good. Rebound taken, and a shot, a 3 by Hauser. That's no good. Rebound fought for by Suter. He hits the deck hard. Foul is called. I believe that'll be fouled on Sinish.
Team 6.
Clock stops with 14.6 to go. Hounds up 17.
The Greyhounds number 25, Spencer White. With Leo Schneider and Graham Stacy, please report to the scores table.
14.6 left in this half of play. Hounds remain up 17.
Got a chance for a set play. One more play.
Looking to extend that lead to 20. Now 5 seconds. Whack pulls up, that's no good. Gets his own rebound. Over to Orm.
Come on, Sam.
For 3 at the buzzer, that's good! Sam Orm. He's recruited by Butler for a reason, and he ends that half well. Hounds go up 20 at the half.
It was a 1-point lead at the end of the first. It's now a 20-point lead at halftime. What a turn of events.
You just look at this team.
Yeah.
You look at their shooting. You look at their defensive lockdown. It is just crazy the way that they play in just a span of 8 minutes.
Yeah, and it goes to show how talented top to bottom this Carmel team is. And with 33 points at the half, I'm excited what to see coming up.
Stay tuned for the halftime show. Ireland Jones, CHTV's own, performs her show Miracle Minute. She twirls those things around. She does some crazy things. Always love to see it. Stay tuned for second half action right here on CHTV.
Once again, we need Leo Snyder.
Did you know that 95 million photos and videos are shared on Instagram each day? With an added location tag on a post, there is a 79% content engagement increase. Cyberstalkers can use the location of a post as a way to track a user's every move. Take McKinley, for example, who linked her location as Carmel, Indiana. The cyberstalker now knows she lives in Carmel and attends Carmel High School. McKinley is now in danger of being followed or harmed. So the next time you post, think about the risk of linking your location.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our half-court shootout. Our two fans will get an opportunity to take one shot at half-court for a prize. Today's contestants are Leo Snyder and Graham Stacy. Good luck.
To 20% of adolescents globally experience
USTA National 1-baton and 2-baton title holder. She's currently competing virtually during COVID and has added a few more titles to the list. Please welcome Carmel High School junior Ireland Jones.
Welcome back to the Eric Clark Activity Center for second half action between the Carmel Greyhounds and the Fort Wayne Caroll Chargers. Once again, my name is Gabe, Perrin, your play-by-play commentator for tonight's action. Alongside me is my good friend and your color commentator, Charlie Huiras.
Yeah, and this game's starting to become a blowout. Carmel's up 20 at halftime, but you know, especially in that first quarter, Caroll had a fight.
Now let's take a quick look. Once again, that Carmel starting lineup, just such talent. Start with Sam Orm, the junior, a great shooter but very tall as well, standing at 6'8". You got an off from Butler. And then, of course, Pete Suter, the scorer on this team. You got Charlie Williams down low. Also, Jared Bonds starting this second half of the season down low. And then maybe one of the best defenders you can find in Indiana, Josh Wack.
Josh Wack, probably one of the best defenders in the state of Indiana. And this Carmel team as a whole, one of the best defensive teams in the state. Certainly a team no one wants to face.
So Ryan Abbott, he's the new head coach here at Caroll. It's his first season. He's 1-16 on the season. Presumably, don't want to say, but 1-17 in about an hour. So he came from Eastside High School. He was there for 9 years.
Yep.
Racked up a record of 118 and 111 there over his time there, his 9 years. And he was tasked with kind of rebuilding this program from the days of Jalen Jackson, because if you go back to this game last year, there's not a single player currently on this roster that took a shot in that game.
It's a complete rebuild of a team, and it's one of the hardest things to ask for as a head coach, certainly.
Especially when you're at the high school level. You can't really recruit. You can't, just pick a guy out in the hallway and make him a star.
You gotta play with what you have, and it's with a completely new team. That's something that's so hard to do, and Caroll, they're doing their best. They really are.
But you look at this lineup, you look at guys like Cannon Hauser, like Andrew Sinesh. These guys aren't bad players.
No, they're not. They're not bad players at all. And even after watching this first half, Caroll is a good team. I would say this: Caroll is a better team than the record shows. Much better team than the record shows. That's what I'll go with.
A fresh 8 minutes on the clock for the third quarter. Suter starts this one with a three, and that is good. No one even contested that one. Pete Suter make that 1,000 and a little bit more after that one. 36-13, Hounds up by 23. Hounds defense held the Chargers to just 2 points in that second quarter of play.
Great pass.
Bain down low to Sinesh.
Sinesh needs to go up. He needs to go up with this.
Sinesh back to Bain. Bain to Sinesh over to Pardon. Pardon for three. No good off the front of the rim. Rebound taken back by Josh Wack. Wack to Suter. Suter pump fake. Gets it over to Wack. Wack to Orm. Orm right wing down to Williams. Williams right block back to Suter. Wide open for three. Again, it's good. Make that 11 on the night for Pete Suter.
Pete Suter is feeling it right now. Back-to-back three-pointers. Exploding already in this third quarter.
Pardon spinning and driving around Orm. Orm fouls Pardon as he goes up. Jackson Pardon, the sophomore, heads to the line for two. Fun fact, I learned this from Twitter. As of last night against Northrop, Jackson Pardon has taken 11 charges in 11 games. So he's a tough guy.
I'm waiting for the 12th. But yeah, I mean, that's actually a really interesting stat.
It is. He makes his first. Pardon makes his second as well. Pardon, 71% from the line on the season. And Sampson comes back in exchange for Hauser on the Charger side of things. Whack across the timeline for the Hounds. Over to his right, goes back inside, a dish down to Bonds. It's scooped away by Sinesh. Chargers back with the ball. Pardon across the timeline. Pardon to Hafner. Hafner on the Greyhound logo, stationary right now. That pass is poked away by Orm. Orm can't corral that one in bounds, so it will stay with the Chargers. But just great defense from Mr. Sam Orm.
Great heads-up basketball from Sam Orm. He's so long and 6'8". Such a big reach. He can really get to the basketball at any point.
Sampson was in for about 10 seconds, and he swapped back in again, this time for Hauser. Hauser right wing to Sinesh. Sinesh backing off of Bonds over to his right. He's looking down low to Hafner on the baseline. Hafner back to Hauser for three. That's no good off the back of the iron. Rebound grab by Williams. Hounds remain up 14, only 2 points scored by the Chargers in this third quarter so far, 2 minutes in. Williams right block guarded by A.J. Bain. Back out to Suter. Suter pulls up again for 3. No good that time. Luck had to run out at some point. Hounds remain up by 24 though. Hafner left wing, pump fake from Sinish. Sinish, his pass is almost taken back by Suter. Now Towser trapped by Suter at half court. Almost misses that one.
Wow, the defense from Suter.
It goes on the ground, but it's picked up by Sinish. See that great defense from Suter at half court, just forcing that steal, or almost a steal, forcing almost a turnover. Holds up for 3, it's Hauser. Hauser makes that one. It makes it a 21-point game. Timeout taken by Ryan Abbott. That was a nice shot by Cannon Hauser, but really, that's what they need to do the entire game.
They need to be ready for those catch and shoot opportunities. I think I've mentioned this earlier in the game, but when you have even a sliver of open space to take a shot, you have to attack that, and that's exactly what Cannon Hauser did.
I think I'm seeing, at least in that first half, that Coach Abbott is trying to really get them to push down low and not really shoot the ball as much as they want to.
Yeah, if you're going to beat Carmel, shooting the ball is one of the most important things you're going to have to be able to do, and Cannon Hauser's been that guy. I mean, you look at his averages, he's averaging 16 points per game for the Caroll Chargers. He certainly showed up tonight. He's got 9 points, leading scorer for Caroll.
And for Hauser, it's not just the 16 per game. It's one, the physical presence he has on the floor, and then he's shooting 35% from 3. That's good.
That's a good percentage for a high schooler, for sure.
Then you look on the other side of things, you got Pete Suter. His scoring dropped off a little bit this year, but still, averaging around 13 per game. And you can tell when you watch Carmel basketball, he's a physical force.
Yeah, the thing about Pete Suter is he is the definition of team basketball. He can do it all. Even if it's not scoring points, he's out playing amazing defense. He's passing the ball. He's crashing the boards. He does everything out there on the floor. Everything.
Whack now for the Hounds. Over to Orm. Orm down low to Jared Bonds. Bonds baseline. Now Suter with it. Suter moving off the screen from Williams. A dish down low to Bonds. Bonds back out to Whack right wing. Whack to Williams. Williams pulls up and is fouled. That shot was no good, but Charlie Williams, the William and Mary commit, will head to the line for 2.
Charlie Williams, we saw him a little bit in this first quarter. He's been quiet since.
Williams just 2 on the night. Pretty uncharacteristic as he drops his 3rd. Williams, pretty prominent scorer down low. He extends that lead to 29, 41-18 the score now. Check it, that's 27. Across the timeline goes Hauser. Hauser right wing. Pass back over to Sinish. Sinish picked up by Bonds, a handoff to Hafner. Hafner moving over, spinning around, looking for a pass, and finds Pardon. Pardon behind the back, trying to get around Orm. Driving in and dish back out to Hafner. Hafner left wing, guarded by Whack. Over to Sinish. Sinish driving inside, hop step, picks up his dribble. Looking for another pass around Bonds. A nice dish down low to Pardon. Pardon swatted away. Rebound taken by Bain. Jump ball is called, and it goes in favor of the Chargers.
And that was a great block from Charlie Williams. You see Jackson Pardon driving to the lane, but Charlie Williams is there for cleanup duty.
He moves to his left to try to get around the block, but he still ends up getting blocked. That's Charlie Williams.
I mean, he is 6'10".
Yeah. Moving inside is Pardon again. He loses that one, but they rule it was touched by Orm, so Chargers still retain the ball.
Need a basket on this possession. You've had too many opportunities on your offensive end of the floor. Need to make something happen.
Just about halfway through this third quarter of play. Hounds still up 41-18. Driving inside is Hafner. He loses that one to Whack. Whack the other way, coast to coast, gives it to Orm. Orm puts it up and in on the right block.
That all happened because of Josh Whack. He gets out on the fast break and makes plays for his teammates.
Josh Whack very quick as well. Pardon pulls up mid-range. That is good. Chargers finally get to the 20s. 43-20. Hounds remain up 23.
Don't call it a comeback.
Maybe need a few more of those shots, I would say, as Bonds takes this one on the right block. Pass over to Williams. Williams and one! We talked about how Charlie Williams was quiet, but not anymore, Charlie.
Charlie Williams, I mean, such a strong take to the basket. Jared Bonds, he missed him on the initial pass. It was deflected. Williams high-pointed the basketball and put it up for an and one. Great job.
Peters comes in along with Rudolph for the Chargers. Williams' shot is good.
Violation on the free throw, I believe.
Lane violation. Basket no
Yeah,
good.
lane violation.
Basket is no good. Lane violation called, and Hound went a little early. So the score remains 45-20. Hounds up 25. Hauser guarded by Studer. Hauser moves over to his right, gives a pass over to Pardon. Pardon right wing. He's got Sampson to his left. Pardon pulls out over Bonds. It's good. Jackson Pardon, that was sudden. Puts another on the board. He's got 8 tonight.
Such a beautiful shot, too. The southpaw.
Just like you.
Indeed.
Whack top of the key. Hounds up 22. Suter left corner over to Orm. Suter pump fake.
Shoot it.
Now pass to Williams. Williams loses that one. Big contact with Pardon.
And
Foul
that's
is
a
called.
charge
That's a
on
charge.
Charlie Williams. Gabe, 11 charges in 11 games from Jackson Pardon. Make it 12 charges in 12 games.
Jackson Pardon, he's a tough guy. He may not be the biggest guy you find. I mean, he is listed 6'4".
I don't know if that's accurate.
Hey, I'm going off the official website. But, I mean, he's not the biggest guy out there. Even strength-wise.
But he makes plays.
He does.
He does. He can shoot the ball.
Rudolph crowds that one.
It's going to be a foul.
Being harassed by Orm.
About time they called a foul on Sam Orm. He was all over him.
Just a few too many touches there.
His second, team's third.
Garway Duwall and Spencer White make appearances for the first time in the second half. They check in exchange for Bonds and Orm. Off the inbound, it's Sinish. Sinish moving around and gives a pass back over to Hauser. Hauser back the other way. Over to Pardon. Pardon on Duwall.
He wants to shoot this ball. He wants to.
Pump fake.
What a strip.
Dispossessed by Garway. Duwall to Williams. Williams puts it up and throws it down.
Great sequence of events. What a great strip from Garway Duwall, and then finding Charlie Williams in the open court to finish it off. Great basketball.
Charlie Williams, that's what you do when you're 6'10".
Flush it.
Rudolph to Pardon. Pardon right wing back to Sinish. Sinish pump fake on Williams. Trying to spin around and put up a floater. Back out to Pardon. Pardon right wing guarded by Duwall. Over down to the baseline with Hauser. Hauser drains the baseline jumper.
We're within 22.
47-25 the score. Williams down low again. He's fouled before he can go up with that shot.
Chargers foul number 5.
Carroll only with 3 fouls, so nowhere near the bonus so far. 1:32 to go in this third quarter of play. Hounds remain up 22.
Also with Carroll number 25, AJ Bain.
Bain down low, or Bain checking into this one. Shooter on the baseline with the inbound. Duwall catches that one and pulls up for a 3. He was wide open for that one.
Automatic. Garway Duwall, his second of the night.
Not necessarily known as a shooter, but he can when he wants to. Dispossessed again. Duwall goes back up. No, he loses that one. It's picked up by White. White puts it up and in. Hounds up 25. Check it. That's 27, 52-25. Under a minute to go now in this third quarter. Sinish loses that one. It was poked out of bounds by a Suter. Chargers remain in possession of this one.
Return for Carroll number 5, Jackson Pardon.
Pardon coming in for Bain. AJ Bain, I want to see more of him. Just got checked out, but he's standing at 6'4". He's got some size to him as well.
Yeah, he does. He can play.
Hauser under a minute now, right wing guarded by Suter. Hauser driving inside. He's blocked by Suter. Suter almost gets that one back, but he loses that one out of bounds.
And Pete Suter's been a menace on defense tonight. He's been solid, to say the least.
Burke Welding, number 40, Jared Bonds.
3 substitutions. Bonds, Weldy, and Orm into the game.
Bit of an ovation from the crowd, too, for these seniors. Man.
Perrin off the inbound misses that wide open jumper. 45 seconds to go now in the quarter. Weldy over to Bonds, or check that White. White left wing, back to Duwall. Duwall to White again. Far left wing. Guarded loosely by Hafner, gets it over to Duwall. Duwall top of the key, working off of Weldy's screen. Over to White for three, that's no good.
What a rebound.
Rebound ripped down by Bonds. He puts it back up.
Bully ball.
Jared Bonds. What size, what athleticism he has there.
So strong, too.
10 seconds in the quarter to go. Perrin driving inside, almost triple team.
Make
That
a play,
was no
Garway.
good. Duwall to Bonds. Bonds driving up, puts it in with 3 seconds to go. Jared Bonds making those plays. Buzzer sounds before Caroll can get a shot off, and the Hounds will go into the final 8 minutes of play, up 31, Charlie.
And wow, that was some great basketball. The last 2 minutes, turning the ball over, getting out in fast break, transition, making plays, dunking it. Some impressive stuff from the Carmel Greyhounds in this third quarter, expanding on their lead.
Now these 8 minutes will be the final 8 minutes playing basketball in the Eric Clark Activity Center for a lot of guys on this squad, a lot of seniors, a very senior-heavy team. Josh Wack, Peter Suter, Ryan Clevenger, Josh Rao, Burke Weldy, and Charlie Williams, not to mention managers Kentrell Richardson and Trevor Harris. And just those names, we got some very talented seniors
So
there.
much leadership on this Carmel team, and it's one of the biggest reasons why they're so dominant this year. And this is going to be the last time they play on this home court before they head into the postseason. But so many seniors on this team that have really grown into their role as a Carmel basketball player.
You see that lineup, 3 starting seniors, and there's just so much talent. They produce so much talent here. But you look at the next set of guys that are coming up. You got Jared Bonds. You got guys like Sam Orr, like
Spencer White.
You got so many guys that can really just play great basketball.
Yeah, there's no shortness of talent coming out of Carmel High School. There really isn't. I mean, for years to come, this team will be set.
Hounds going for technically their 3rd state championship in a row this year. That 2020 season, they were on track for it, but it was canceled by COVID-19. Weldy to Bonds to get this 4th quarter underway. Bonds to White, White back to Duwall. White wide open for 3, it's good! Spencer White, he's just a junior.
I like seeing that confidence. He's taken 4 3-pointers tonight. I like that confidence from Spencer White.
Perrin for the Chargers to Hafner. Hafner trying to respond with a 3, that's no good. Rebound grab down by Orm. Duwall to White again. White wanted to shoot that one. Back to Orm. Orm back to White. Over to Jared Bonds. Bonds right wing, moving to his left.
Okay,
Gets it over
Spencer.
to White. White for 3, that's no good. Rebound grab by Perrin. He runs into White. Foul is called at that point of contact. 7:09 left in this 4th quarter in this game as well. Hounds up 34, that is. And it's just an all-out great performance tonight.
It is, yep.
Perrin right wing on the Greyhound logo. Picked up by Duwall, gives it to Sinish. Sinish back over to Bain. Bain to Hauser again. Hauser top of the key, 6:50 to go in the game. Perrin to Hauser for 3, no good that time. Rebound fought for by White and Bonds. Foul is called at some point.
Cannon Hauser has such a quick release. Probably takes 0.3 of a second for him to release that ball.
I've liked the few times we see him just pull up when he gets the ball, just putting up those shots.
There really is talent at Caroll. There really is.
Hauser's pass taken away immediately by Orm to Duwall. Duwall puts it up. Wow, what a move, but he misses that one.
Even the finish from Orm was even better.
Williams with the, check that, Orm with the putback. Sam Orm just right off that rebound.
Wow, so strong.
Just with one hand as well.
I really wanted Garway to hit that reverse layup, though.
That was a heat-check 3 by Perrin. That's no good. Foul on the rebound, but yeah, if he just, if he dropped that one, that would have been beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, that's highlight reel kind of stuff.
That's the type of play you send to a Division I coach as a highlight.
Looks like they're putting the seniors in on the Hound side of things.
Yep, they are. They're going to call a timeout here, 32nd.
I'm thinking more of a ceremonial timeout at this point.
Yeah, just get the seniors together, let them see the court here for the last time. I mean, you're up by a pretty, a big lead with, I don't know if is the right word to say this. This is a blowout, but
I would say so.
Yeah, going into the playoffs, playing a team like Caroll is a good confidence boost type of game for the Greyhounds before you play teams like Westfield, Fishers in that HSC in that sectional.
Hounds have one more game after this. It's
oh my goodness!
Warren Central.
Is that Trevor Harris?
That is Trevor Harris. This place is going nuts. Trevor Harris is going to play.
Trevor Harris is the manager.
Did he just come out of the locker room?
He did. He came out of the locker room. The band's playing. Oh, here we go.
Trevor Harris.
Now he's not on the court right now.
I think he'll come in at some point.
Wow. Man, you know that's exciting for him. He has dedicated all 4 years to Carmel basketball as a manager. He was on that freshman team 4 years ago, and this is a great sight to see for Trevor. He's worked very hard to be in this moment.
Don't want to get too personal, but we've known Trevor since like kindergarten.
Since kindergarten.
He's a great guy, very athletic.
Coming full circle.
Parted on the baseline now to Sinish. Sinish left corner pass almost taken away by Suter, but he gets it to Hauser. Hauser back to Pardon. Pardon left wing, driving inside, trying to get around Williams. He's fouled as he goes up, he hits the deck.
Man, I really want to see Trevor get in this ball game. This is really exciting.
He's first up on the bench.
He is.
I saw him stretching too. Pardon shooting 2. That first is good. Pardon averaging 10.8 points per game and a 72% shooter from the stripe. 5:41 on the clock. Hounds now up 34.
Number 14, Michael Carcione.
Michael Carcione, the senior, only senior besides Bain on the Chargers squad. Standing at 6 foot at guard. Suter fakes that 3. 5.5 to go now. Suter right wing back to Wack. Wack bounce pass to Weldy. Weldy down inside to Williams. Williams trying to fight around 3 defenders. He puts it up. That's no good. He tries to grab his own rebound though, but it's eventually grabbed by Sinish. Sinish across the timeline for the Chargers. Feeds it down low, but it's missed. Williams lost that one out of bounds.
Looking at the signal, Osborne's ready to get them in the game.
He's just looking at Harris right now. Off the inbound, it's Hafner. Hafner to Hauser, right wing. 4:50 to go now. Hafner wide open. Heat check. That's no good.
Rattles it. You said it wasn't good.
I was premature on that one. Hafner drains that one. And that is his first points of the night. 61-30 to score now. Hounds up 31. 4.5 to go. Weldy on the right corner. Foul is called on the Hound side of things. Sampson will check in for the Chargers, along with Charlie Rudolph.
Number 12, Jair Sampson.
It's Andrew Sinish checking out the junior. Carcione on the inbound. Gets it to Hauser. Hauser right wing guarded by Rao. Back over to Sampson, back to Hauser. Hauser guarded by Rao again, driving inside. Foul is called on Rao as Hauser drives inside. Watch Hauser trying to drive inside. Looks like Rao just a bit too handsy there.
At the line for Caroll, shooting one of the bonus, Cannon Hauser.
Now, Chargers in the bonus, so Hauser will shoot one from the line. That first is good. Hauser, an 85% shooter from the line on the season.
Cannon Hauser is the leading scorer tonight, now with 12 points.
He misses his second. Rebound grabbed by Suter. Whack left wing back to Suter. Suter driving inside. Tries to get it to Williams. Williams back out to Weldy. Weldy back to Williams. Almost triple team Williams was. Williams back to Wack. Wack, a feedback out to Williams. Williams to Weldy. Weldy, heat check 3. That's no good off the back iron. He gets his own rebound though. Williams, check that Weldy right side, back to Suter.
Trevor.
Left wing, Trevor Harris in line to be subbed in. Suter left wing, down low to Williams. Williams to Rao, nice feed, that's swatted away and taken back by the Chargers. Hauser across the timeline for Caroll, driving inside, foul is called on Rao.
All right.
And you know what time it is.
Trevor Harris about to come into the game.
Number 21, Josh Rao.
He is ready to go.
Team's night. Substitution.
Trevor Harris into the game for the Hounds.
Trevor Harris. He replaces senior number 5, Pete Suter.
Ceremony as well as Pete Suter embraces Coach Osborne, checking out for the final time at home. That one is good from Hauser. I believe it was a 1-and-1, so Rao was a bit premature there. But Trevor Harris, first varsity minutes
Ever.
Substitution for Caroll, number 11, Hayden Rietdorf.
Glad he's getting some recognition tonight.
Aiden Rietdorf and Cameron Lentz, both juniors, check in for the Chargers. Hauser's second is good as well, making this a 28-point game, 61-33.
In for the Greyhounds, number 2, Jake Griffin. He replaces senior number 4, Josh Wack.
Josh Wack checking out for the final time as a Greyhound at home. Griffin, the junior, in at point guard. Over to Harris. Harris left wing, pump fakes to 3. Harris, he checked 3. Oh! Let's go! Trevor Harris!
No!
This place is going nuts! Trevor Harris gets on the board.
Oh my God!
They love this one. This is the loudest I've heard this place since sectionals last year.
Oh, he forced a turnover.
Trevor Harris.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
On the left wing again for 3.
Oh.
No good.
Could you imagine if that went down?
I think I'd be going deaf, Charlie.
I mean, this is the man who dropped 45 points in a rec game last week. He could play.
Sampson over to Lentz. Lentz with the floater, that's no good. Rebound fought for by Weldy, he loses that one out of bounds. And I want Trevor Harris to stay in.
Let's see it. Yep, he's staying in.
Harry plays senior number 24, Burke Welding. And number
Man,
33,
Trevor hit that first 3. Wow.
First try.
Conquered the moment.
Burke Weldy and Charlie Williams check out for the final time at home. Across the timeline goes Sampson, guarded by Griffin. Over to Lentz for 3, that's good.
Three-point basket, Braylon Truesdale.
Check it, that's Truesdale coming off of JV. 64-36. Hounds in the lead.
Shoot it, Trevor.
Trevor right wing. Harris in the corner for 3. Oh! He's got 6. That's 2 now.
Feed him. The man can play.
Give him the ball again as Lentz loses that one out of bounds.
Substitutes for the Greyhound, number 12, Alex Kudo.
Alex Kudo coming off of JV in exchange for Josh Rao. Josh Rao checking out to a standing ovation.
This is a great moment here tonight.
Truesdale guarded by Harris. Truesdale moving to the left wing, trying to get around Harris, playing lockdown defense. 45 seconds to go now. Sampson goes up and is fouled by Griffin. Maybe been by Kudo.
Greyhound number 12, Alex Kudo, his first, team's 10.
Hounds up 67-36, up by 29.
Caroll shooting 2.
6 of those came from Trevor Harris. 43.5 seconds to go. Sampson's first is good. Sampson just a freshman, and we've seen from him tonight, he's a pretty solid scorer. Sampson's got a few on the night.
Substitutes for the Greyhounds, number 3, Garway Gawal, replacing Trevor Harris.
Trevor Harris checks out after draining 2 threes.
Wow. That was a great moment.
He leaves Carmel as a 66% shooter from 3.
Yep. Probably the best ever.
I think so.
Wow.
And that's Kudo for 3. That's air ball. 35 seconds to go. It's Sampson sprinting down the court and missing that layup. Clevenger with the rebound over to Dual. Garway Dual right wing to Kudo for 3. It's good!
It never stops.
Just a freshman.
Never stops.
Hounds up by 32, 70-38. 10 seconds to go. Carcione to Truesdale. Truesdale for 3. It's good. 5 seconds now. Freshman Alex Kudo will dribble the home season out. The Hounds,
There it is.
undefeated, 10-0 at home in the 22 season. Charlie, they have not lost a game at this gym since January of 2021 against Cathedral.
And that is an incredible streak. And this game, you know, it was a huge win for the Carmel Greyhounds, winning by 31 points, 70-41. And I'm so glad we got to see Alex Kudo, Trevor Harris come into this ball game tonight, Gabe.
Final score is 70-41. And you got to look at this entire team, but specifically, who are your players that just played the best tonight?
Well, definitely Pete Suter. He's got to be one of them. He was making plays all around, especially on defense, blocking shots, getting steals. But, I mean, the best moment of the game has to be when Trevor Harris knocked down that first three-pointer. Man, did this stadium explode.
Hounds sweep the season at the Eric Clark Activity Center, finishing the season at home 10-0. They win this one against the Caroll Chargers 70-41.
And the Greyhounds are rolling into sectionals. It's going to be tough to beat them.
They'll be playing Warren Central at Warren Central Friday night. That'll be a good game for sure. Warren always a good team. And then it's sectional time. And Charlie, This is a tough sectional.
Yeah, very tough sectional. It's going to be very hard to beat these teams along the way for the Carmel Greyhounds. But they are battle-tested, especially this season. They have 4 losses, which is more than people expected from them. But like I said, they're battle-tested. They know what it takes to get wins.
Final score from the Eric Clark Activity Center, Carmel Greyhounds 70 and the Fort Wayne Caroll Chargers 41. It's a 29-point win for the Hounds in the final home game of the season. For Charlie Huiras, my color commentator, my name is Gabe Perrin. Thank you very much for tuning in on CHTV.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Mr. Albert Kudo on his very generous bid for the Pacers basketball. All proceeds go to Riley Children's Hospital. And with Mr. Albert Kudo, please